our planet teems with life. Everywhere you look, from the smallest microorganisms to the largest mammals, life is thriving in an incredible variety of forms. From the deepest oceans, where bioluminescent creatures light up the dark waters, to the highest mountains where resilient species adapt to extreme conditions, a breathtaking array of creatures exists. But have you ever wondered how this incredible diversity came to be? How did such a vast range of species evolve to fill every niche on our planet? Enter Charles Darwin and his groundbreaking theory of evolution by natural selection. Darwin, a naturalist and geologist, embarked on a journey aboard the HMS Beagle, which led him to formulate his revolutionary ideas.
This simple yet elegant idea revolutionized our understanding of life on Earth. It proposed that species evolve over time through a process of natural selection, where the fittest individuals survive and reproduce. It explains how all species, including our own, have descended from common ancestors over millions of years. This concept of common descent was a radical departure from the prevailing views of the time. This journey of life is a story of constant change, adaptation, and survival. Species must continually adapt to their environments or face extinction, leading to the incredible diversity we see today.
Darwin's theory, published in 1859, sparked controversy and ignited debate. It challenged the established scientific and religious beliefs of the era, leading to intense discussions and disagreements. It challenged long-held beliefs about the origin and nature of life, suggesting that life was not static, but constantly evolving. This was a profound shift in thinking that required a re-evaluation of humanity's place in the natural world. Yet the theory's power lay in its ability to explain the natural world with compelling evidence. Darwin meticulously gathered data from his observations and experiments, providing a robust foundation for his ideas.
It provided a framework for understanding the relationships between different species. By examining the similarities and differences among species, scientists could trace their evolutionary paths and uncover their shared histories. It illuminated the mechanisms driving the development of new traits and the extinction of others. Natural selection acts on the variation within a population, favoring traits that enhance survival and reproduction. Darwin's work was just the beginning. His theory laid the groundwork for future research and discoveries, opening up new avenues of scientific inquiry. Since then, scientists have continued to build upon his foundation. They have explored the intricacies of genetic inheritance, the role of mutations, and the impact of environmental changes on evolution. New discoveries and advancements in genetics have provided even greater depth and detail to our understanding of evolution. The discovery of DNA and the mapping of genomes have revealed the molecular underpinnings of evolutionary processes. Today, Darwin's theory remains a cornerstone of modern biology, shaping our understanding of life's grand tapestry. It continues to inspire research and discovery, helping us to unravel the complexities of the natural world and our place within it. At the heart of Darwin's theory lies the concept of natural selection. Imagine a population of beetles living on a lush green island. Some beetles are green, providing excellent camouflage against predators. Others are brown, making them easy targets.
Over time, the green beetles, better adapted to their environment, survive longer and reproduce more. They pass on their advantageous green coloration to their offspring. This process, repeated over generations, leads to a gradual increase in the number of green beetles. Eventually, the brown beetles disappear entirely.
This simple example illustrates the core principle of natural selection. Those individuals with traits best suited to their environment are more likely to survive and reproduce. These advantageous traits, whether it's camouflage, speed, or sharper claws, increase an organism's fitness.
Fitness, in evolutionary terms, means the ability to survive and pass on genes to the next generation. This constant struggle for survival and reproduction acts as a filter, shaping the characteristics of populations over time. Beneficial traits become more common, while detrimental ones fade away.
The environment plays a crucial role in this process, acting as the selective pressure that determines which traits are advantageous and which are not. But where does this variation in traits come from? This question has intrigued scientists for centuries, leading to groundbreaking discoveries in the field of genetics. Why are some beetles green and others brown in the first place? The answer is not just a simple matter of color, but a complex interplay of genetic factors. The answer lies in the intricate world of genetics. Genes, the fundamental units of heredity, are responsible for the diversity we observe in nature.
Every living organism possesses a unique set of genes, the blueprints for building and maintaining life. These blueprints are encoded in the DNA, a molecule that carries the genetic instructions used in the growth, development, functioning, and reproduction of all known living organisms. These genes are passed down from parents to offspring, carrying with them the instructions for various traits. This process of inheritance ensures that offspring resemble their parents, but also introduces variations that make each individual unique.
Within a population, there is a natural variation in genes. This genetic diversity is crucial for the survival and adaptability of species. This variation arises from random mutations, changes in the DNA sequence that occur during the process of replication. Mutations can happen due to errors in DNA copying, exposure to certain chemicals, or radiation. These mutations can introduce new traits, some beneficial, some detrimental, and some with no noticeable effect. Beneficial mutations can enhance an organism's ability to survive and reproduce, while detrimental ones can reduce these chances.
It's like shuffling a deck of cards. Each new hand represents a unique combination of genes and traits. This shuffling ensures that no two individuals are exactly alike, providing a rich tapestry of genetic diversity. This genetic variation is the raw material upon which natural selection acts. Natural selection is the process by which certain traits become more common in a population because they confer a survival or reproductive advantage. Without it, there would be no differences for natural selection to favor or eliminate. The presence of genetic variation allows populations to adapt to changing environments and evolving challenges.
Imagine our island of beetles again, but this time, all the beetles are identical. In such a scenario, the lack of genetic diversity would make the population extremely vulnerable. If a new predator arrives with a taste for beetles, the entire population would be wiped out. There would be no variation in traits that might offer some beetles a chance to survive. There would be no individuals with traits that might offer resistance. This highlights the importance of genetic variation in the survival of species.
Genetic variation ensures that populations have a diverse pool of traits, increasing their chances of survival in a changing environment. This diversity acts as a buffer against extinction, increasing their chances of survival in a changing environment. Populations with greater genetic diversity are better equipped to adapt to new challenges such as diseases, climate change, and habitat destruction. It's the spice of life, providing the raw materials for evolution to sculpt new and wondrous forms. Through the process of natural selection, these variations can lead to the emergence of new species and the incredible diversity of life we see on Earth today.
Darwin's theory did not emerge in a vacuum. It was the product of a time ripe with scientific curiosity and exploration. The mid-19th century was a time of great intellectual ferment, with new discoveries challenging long-held beliefs about the natural world. Scientists and thinkers were pushing the boundaries of knowledge, eager to understand the mysteries of life and the universe. Geologists were uncovering evidence of Earth's immense age, far older than anyone had imagined. This was a radical shift from the previously accepted notion that the Earth was only a few thousand years old. Fossils hinted at extinct creatures, vastly different from anything alive today. These discoveries suggested that life on Earth had changed dramatically over time, a concept that was difficult for many to accept. The stage was set for a revolution in scientific thought. The old paradigms were crumbling and new ideas were taking their place, paving the way for groundbreaking theories.
Darwin's On the Origin of Species, published in 1859, sent shockwaves through Victorian society. It was a meticulously researched work that presented a compelling argument for evolution by natural selection. It challenged the prevailing view of a static and unchanging world, created in its present form. Instead, Darwin proposed that species evolved over time through a process of natural selection. His ideas sparked heated debate, particularly within religious circles, as they contradicted the literal interpretation of biblical creation stories. The notion that humans shared a common ancestor with apes was especially controversial.
Yet the power of Darwin's theory lay in its explanatory power. It provided a coherent and scientifically grounded explanation for the diversity of life on Earth. It provided a unifying framework for understanding the diversity of life and the relationships between species. Darwin's theory connected the dots between various observations that had previously seemed unrelated. It offered a scientific explanation for the origin of new species, replacing supernatural explanations with natural processes. This was a monumental shift in thinking, moving from a world of divine creation to one governed by natural laws.
Darwin's work transformed our understanding of our place in the grand scheme of life. It suggested that all living organisms, including humans, were part of a continuous process of evolution. We were no longer separate from nature, created in a divine image, but part of the same intricate web of life, connected to all other living things through shared ancestry. This was a humbling realization that reshaped our view of humanity's role in the natural world.
This realization had profound implications for biology, philosophy, and our understanding of ourselves. It influenced not only scientific research, but also the way people thought about their place in the universe. Darwin's theory encouraged a more interconnected view of life, emphasizing the relationships and dependencies between different species. Beyond the scientific community, Darwin's ideas permeated broader cultural and societal contexts. They influenced literature, art, and even politics, as people grappled with the implications of a world governed by natural laws rather than divine intervention. Today, Darwin's theory of evolution remains a cornerstone of modern biology. It continues to inspire research and discovery, shaping our understanding of life on Earth. The impact of Darwin's work is still felt, reminding us of the power of scientific inquiry to transform our view of the world.